If you're watching the Indian Wells luxury market, the stats don't always tell the full story. Behind the numbers are trends and shifts that every serious buyer and seller needs to understand. In this video, I'll break down the data to see what it really means in today's luxury market and how it could impact your next move. My name's Tommy Jordan, your Palm Springs area realtor. Let's get right into this. So you can see right here, this is the city of Indian Wells. And the reason I'm making this video is the market behaves very differently depending on the price point. So I wanted to really hone in on sales above 2 million in Indian Wells because I feel like that's really where the true luxury starts. I mean, if you look at Indian Wells right now, the average detached home is around 1.5. So once you get to 2 to 3 million, that's where you start getting into more of the premium clubs like the Vintage Country Club and Toscana as well. So let's take a look. In 2024, 69 homes sold. So something that's really interesting, if I go to this next tab, we're right now in 2025 and already for this year, and we have 1 quarter left in this year, 70 homes have already sold. So this means we're already on track to surpass last year's luxury home sales in Indian Wells for 2 million plus, even with the current uncertainty in this market, showing how resilient Indian Wells is. So I took all the stats and I made it easier to digest all this information. So I have it right here. So we could see 2024 on the left, 2025 on the right. So we see in the average sold price in 2024 was $3.5 million. But if we look at the median, it tells us a slightly different story, moving from 3.1 million in 2024 to 3.3 million in 2025. So that's interesting. So this shows us that buyers are consistently purchasing in 2025 at a higher baseline for the median sale than they were last year. Because if we just compare the averages between these 2 years, they're right around 3.5 million. So that's something interesting to point out. Something else interesting is that if we look at the average price per square foot right here, the average price per square foot has also edged upwards from $822 in 2024 to now we're sitting at $836 in 2025. I mean, like I said, this is showing that Indian Wells is one of the desert's most stable luxury markets. Now, the biggest change if we compare 2024 to 2025 is the average days on market. You could see right here the average days on market is 60 in the entire year of 2024. So that's not bad. Right now in 2025 for January up until now when I'm filming, and like I said, we have a whole quarter left in this year, it's at 76. But this number, if I run the numbers, the comps in the last 90 days, it's actually a lot higher than 76 days. So make sure you stay to the end of this video because I'm going to show you what the numbers are, the most current for days on market, not just for the year average. If you're enjoying this content, I make these videos for free to help home buyers like you to make this process easier when you're buying in communities like Indian Wells. So the best way to say thank you to me for this free content is reaching out below so I could help you one-on-one personally. I would love to do it. I'm helping people weekly from YouTube. If we look at the active listings in Indian Wells, currently there's 17 homes on the market. Indian Wells overall, there just always seems to have less of a supply of homes and more of a demand. And basic economics, that's what keeps prices higher than the rest of the valley. It's just very desirable to live here. So we have, this home starting out at 2 million in the province. That's one of the newer communities in Indian Wells, new construction. GHA was one of the builders and Lennar. So nice new construction homes right at 3,100 square feet and with smaller lot sizes around 10,000 square feet for this one. And then, say if we go into the higher end range of the market, I'm using this map right here. We have, these two right here, one for almost 6 million, and another one for 5.9 million. Both of these are in the Reserve, which is a wonderful community in Indian Wells, right next to the Living Desert Zoo and Gardens. And there's a beautiful bridge you go over with this water feature. I mean, it's stunning. And then also we have some more trophy properties, as I would like to call them, over here in Indian Wells for 4.7 million and 5.9 million. So, a good range of the market, going from 2 million to the highest at 5.9. And there was one in the last few months that was in Indian Wells right around the $10-12 million mark. Currently, if you look on the right-hand side, there's 17 active listings. And if we see the average, okay, in the average, we're going to get the really high-end properties. I mean, it's all high-end, but we're going to get the $10 million properties and the $2 million properties. So you could see for 2025, it was 3.5, and same thing with 2024. But if we look just in the last 90 days, we're seeing 3.6 million for an average list price for the current listings. Now, for the median list price, so I like the median because we get a better sense of what's going on in the market. We don't just get the outliers that are really low and really high. The median price in Indian Wells for a luxury home, you're looking more at that $2.9 million price range. So you could see prices have actually come down from not just 2024 by like 300 grand or so, but if we look at 2025, I would say just even from January to now, towards the end of the year where we're at right now at the time of filming this video, you could see how much prices have adjusted. We're talking, $400,000 difference from 2025 solds to now we're at 2.9. So there's definitely opportunities out there for buyers. And I would say for sellers right now, they have to be very strategic putting their homes on the market, because if things continue to go in the trend they're currently going, then this median list price and average sold price, I think it's going to keep coming down. Now, for the average price per square foot, you could see 2024 was 822. 2025, 836, and 850 for the current listing. So like I said, this is the average. If we looked at the median, it would be lower. Now, the average days on market tells us gives us a truer picture of what's going on in the market. I mean, you could see 2024, 60, 2025, 76, but that's for the entire year. And the days on market were a lot lower in the beginning of this year. Currently, right now, for these active listings, it's 102 days. So this shows us, okay, this number, the higher this gets, the more homes come on the market and the more we're going to see slight downward pressure on prices. But overall, what does this mean to you as a buyer in Indian Wells? Well, looking at this, I would say the market here is still stable. You see values doing well. Homeowners are still getting really great prices for their properties. And like I said, if you're a seller, pricing your home right, that's just paramount right now. And for a buyer, that you have a little more wiggle room for negotiation. But I would say, Indian Wells isn't a market where you're going to see massive discounts. Okay. Indian Wells is a market where for the right property, you have to be smart and patient, work with an agent like me that has the inside track to a lot of these different communities, and I'll guide you through opportunities that most buyers never see. Like I said, I create these videos to make the home buying process and selling process easier for you. So if you'd like to work with me and say thanks, please reach out to me down below. And if you want to learn more about Indian Wells and the Palm Springs area, check out this playlist right here.